We're live, go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chronicles of Divastara, a D&D 5th edition campaign run by yours truly. I am William Orshani, and I am your game master. And joining me today, we have Yare.
Hello. I am Yari, and I am playing Morgan Thompson, the human Oath of Sacrifice paladin.
And Drevian.
I'm Drevian. I'm playing Ingrid von Ryder, whatever her real name might be, a undead rogue.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Astra. I had to pause for a second. Astra, who is an adorable, harmless, would never do anything bad to anyone whatsoever. Definitely get close enough so that she can grab you, doll.
Definitely.
Or at least in sword range.
And Katie.
Don't believe you at all. My name is Katie.
Cute. No.
My name is Katie. I am playing Molly Malone Clemens, who is a human time travel investigator. I know that's not the real name, but that's what I'm calling it because that's what I can remember right now.
I mean, investigator is the real name, to be fair.
Investigator is the real name. I know it's not time agent, something like that.
Yeah.
She can travel in time, and she's an investigator. And
yep.
Do cool
and listen,
shit.
It's perfectly okay to get within sword range. She clearly doesn't even have a sword, and if she did, it would probably be much too big for her little doll form.
Totally.
You know what?
Right?
I
100% safe.
Here's the thing. I have learned through many D&D sessions not to underestimate something that's like, there's no possible way I can hold a sword. I don't believe you.
I mean, I've seen anime, so I know that size in relation to sword and ability to wield said sword are not contingent upon each other.
Exactly. I don't trust anybody that's like, get closer. I can't do anything. The fuck you can't.
I swear to God, every time I see someone like come closer and whisper in my ear in a movie, I'm like, you stupid motherfucker.
Like, if you just signed your own death warrant, just, yeah.
Sadly, we are not joined at this time by the Zodiac system, but as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Eating the rich is starting to look a lot better when there's not much else to eat, ain't it? As a reminder, war is only profitable to people who can profit off war.
Yeah. We here at Final Show Films do not condone the act of burning down warehouses, but Waluigi did nothing wrong. Those are two separate sentences.
Correct. Those are in fact
two completely
separate
unrelated
sentences. Those are in fact two completely separate sentences.
Yeah.
That I can say with I haven't even have freedom of speech here. I can just say
has there been any more added to the collection? I haven't seen any more recently.
There was another Mario. There was a Mario added, and there's a Waluigi added to the lore. I haven't seen more than those.
Really?
I know there have been a couple. I don't know if they've had their Mario universe names added yet.
I'm just like you know what? I'm here for it.
I don't even know what's being talked about.
I only know about Waluigi. I do not know about Mario.
Warehouses go boom.
Warehouses have been
spontaneously
combusting.
Yes, that one.
And where the person who may or may not have done it have been nicknamed the same way that a certain
Luigi.
CEO's murderer was.
Right.
Yeah. It's like and mysteriously, like I love there's one where like a woman was literally on camera setting it on fire. Not one damn person like, yep, nope, nobody knows who she is.
Nope, not at all.
Nope. I love humanity sometimes.
As a reminder to all business owners and CEOs, unions are the deal that we make with you so that we don't burn your stuff down.
All you had to do is pay
Not
us
that
enough
any
to live.
were purposely burned, of course.
Of course not. The union is what's responsible for making sure that your warehouses don't catch fire for any particular reason. So, with that rallying speech given out,
We've got a dusty mansion.
well, mansion sure is dusty. Dust catches fire real easy.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Actually, I can believe it because present company. Get off the fire angle and get back to the game.
So, when last we left off, the group had learned a little bit about the nature of the environment they find themselves in. For those unfamiliar, it being the former mansion, castle, the former grounds of the royal abode of the family that ruled the ancient, I mean, only so ancient, considering how time actually works in this place, kingdom of Noctis. Learning a bit about the former ruler of Noctis, who is at the moment revealed to be the father of your current NPC party member, Prince Tantloith, and also your current player party member, Ingrid von Ryder. They've learned a little bit more about the family line and how most of the members of the royal family, like most of the common folk, the workers, the guards, the staff of the manor house, etc., of the main keep, have all been primarily turned into your fairly basic forms of undead, your zombies, your skeletons, your ghosts, etc. All of the members of the royal family have assumed more advanced forms of undeath. Not all of them are sentient. Not all of them are particularly powerful, but all of them are different from each other for one reason or another. Learning a little bit about the family tree from one of the members of the family who was still largely sentient, Tharangar, who had become a vampire spawn. The group learned that the font of Noctis is currently underneath the family crypt, the source of dark magic that was likely the that at least had something to do with whatever happened to this kingdom. But they've also learned that it is guarded by three particularly powerful members of the family, who are pledged to defend it against all intruders, and that there are probably some items within the manor proper that might serve as proof of station and allow you to pass by them to access the font unimpeded. In search of this, the group found a side passage into the keep proper and emerged into the library, which is still occupied by Tantloith and Ingrid's grandmother, Alilda, in the form of an Alep, a form of knowledge-based undead, who largely seems to be flitting about organizing the library on her own terms and mostly just cares that you not make too much noise in her library. having retrieved a few magic items that seem to have been left about in the library before making their way out, the group was immediately passed by one of the butlers carrying a candelabra in their hands, who sketched a careful, if somewhat slow and meandering bow to the members of the royal family, and then continued on their path without causing any particular upset. But that's where you find the group, in what is essentially the main foyer entrance hall of the keep. There is the hallway that you're in, where the library is in, extends back and then into more hallways going left and right, or forward towards the front door, where you see that there is this open foyer, stairs that go up, and then halls and doors that proceed from there.
So, where to begin?
This is when my aphantasia clicks in and the actual layout of the castle. Like, was there an up, or was it just through and out to another area?
So, the hallway that you stepped out of the library in goes two directions, like forward and back, essentially, orienting ourselves from the front view of the manor house. At the front, there's a grand staircase, the kind of staircase that has like steps on both sides, but then curls back to the same landing. And those have doors and hallways from there, and then going back, the hallway ends in a T junction that goes left and right.
Right. Okay.
I turn to the prince and it's like, any idea where Father's study would be?
Well, if we're looking for his room in particular, we're probably. I don't know why I'm giving him an accent. He speaks just pretty normally. If we're looking for his room in particular, he's probably near the top. That tower that he kind of hovers up around, which means we're going to be looking for the way up. But I think trying to get all the way up there is not going to be as easy as we'd hope.
Why do you say that?
Well, one of the few memories that I have in life, aside from this particular rascal's rambunctiousness, he says, thumbing over to Ingrid, is that for our groundskeeper and chief guard were always in an argument about which doors needed to stay locked and who needed to keep access to keys. So some doors are locked, and I don't know where all the keys are going to be.
Indeed. That would put a damper on things. Are there more staircases going up, or is that like the second?
I mean, the grand staircase will go to the second floor. The second floor will eventually lead to more staircases that'll go other places, both up and down. There's probably also other staircases elsewhere on this floor that'll get us to different places. We're currently on ground floor, essentially.
Okay.
I mean, we can always just start trying to go up until we run into a locked door and try and figure out where we can open it.
It's as good a strategy as any.
Nothing.
All right.
Yeah. So not heading up, just heading back out and taking a path down the backside, is it? Seemingly.
Sure.
And do you want to head up here or try and look for stairs up elsewhere?
Yeah, we'll try to look for another way around. Like another way up.
All right. So you head to the back end of the hallway, and as mentioned, it becomes a T-junction that splits in two different directions. If you look down either way, you can see that butler that had passed by earlier is just kind of patrolling the hall, keeping an eye on things, making sure things are tidy. But there are also four other doors that you can see, and then the hallway turns. The hallway stops at a set of stairs on the right, and then on the left goes and then turns to the right.
Morgan will go down and poke her head around the corner, just to see what's down there.
Opposite the corner itself, like if you like are facing the hallway towards the corner, on the wall opposite, there's a door.
Yeah.
But if you turn right, there's another door on that same side of on that same wall, and then a third door that goes at the end of that hallway where it dead ends.
Right, okay. Right. Not much here, just about 6 doors we can check in on, see if there's anything.
I mean, we might want to try and see if they open first.
Morgan
Should we knock, or are we just like,
I mean, if we let one of the royals here do it, they shouldn't mess anything up because they're rightfully here, right?
Sure, let's go with that.
I mean, they've got better claim than anybody else.
Exactly.
All right, let's open some doors.
Which one are you looking at?
You said there's 6?
There are about 6. Yeah, there are about 6 doors to pick from here.
Yeah, four down the hall as we go, one at the end of that, and then one down around the corner.
Around the corner.
Going around the corner. You walk around the corner, and that door at the end of that hallway it is unlocked. And as you open it, you step outside into what looks to be like a central courtyard. That is sort of like in the midst of this keep, where there's sort of like just an exterior garden that the mansion and the keep kind of frames itself around. You step out into the dead and dying grass, because this place has not been alive in a very long time. But you do see the like statuaries, poorly maintained shrubs. This looks like at one point it was a statue garden, essentially, just a place for resting. There's like a small dried up water fountain. This place looks like at one point it was a place for the staff and people of this mansion to stop, enjoy a little bit of nature, and like relax and rest before needing to deal with the day-to-day of life inside the rest of this keep.
Any of the statues still in good condition? As in, we can we could recognize like what it might be.
Yeah. Most of them appear to be most of the statues are like fantastic. They're like gargoyles and unicorns and your standard like mythical creature fare.
Mm-hmm.
there are a few that are of people. And of those that are people, none have like name plaques. This isn't like a museum. You're not you're
Right.
like if you were in this garden, you're expected to know who these people are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but one of them is of a stately elder gentleman, standing, like right hand on cane, left hand just sort of pointing seemingly at nothing, with fist sort of curled around as if he was holding on to something that does not appear to be present.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then another is of an elderly woman, sort of hand sort of clasped over her chest, as if clutching onto a necklace of some kind. Um, Head sort of turned down, long hair flowed down to mid back in this sort of like windswept dress.
Mm-hmm. So if how I'm going to do something weird. How high are these statues off the ground?
The plinth that they are on is maybe 2 or 3 feet high, and then the statues themselves are at double scale, so they're both about 10 feet tall.
Is there any way to figure out what? Because you said the statue of the older gentleman is pointing seemingly at nothing.
Correct.
Can we see? Is there any way to like? I don't want to be like rude, but like climb the statue and like see if there's something like that's being pointed at, like if we're going on a scavenger hunt or something and
Oh yeah,
somebody's like, yeah, like that.
yeah. So you like climb your way up to the statue, and you realize as you get up there that you're onto something, but perhaps not exactly what you thought you were.
Mhm.
As you realize as you're climbing up that, is you're only really able to see this from your position climbing on top of it because of the angle. But as you
Right.
get up onto the level of the statue, you realize that its feet are on grooves,
Uh-huh.
as if the entire statue can rotate.
Huh. Does it move now?
If you like press a little bit of your weight into it, just kind of shoulder, it groans and sticks. But yeah, and there's like a bit of dust falls off. But yeah, as you press more of your weight into it, yeah, the statue sort of turns very slowly. Its pointing hand kind of drifting across an angle.
Anything particular that it's pointing at, or it just?
Not the moment that you imagine that if this is some sort of puzzle, he needs to be pointing at something specific.
Mm-hmm. Damn it.
Any chance I recognize the statues of people?
Roll me history just to see if you might recognize who these are.
History. Nope.
Nope. These are statues of people who are decidedly not undead in their statuary, so it's going to be really hard to place them.
Okay, what about the? Okay, so I think I've done all I can do with this particular statue. I want to do more because I know when there's a pointing statue, they're pointing at something, and that's really bugging me. But I'm gonna leave it alone for now. Uh, the female statue. It looks like she's clasping something. Does that statue move at all?
If you sort of climb up onto it, you can see the stonework is immaculate and like well sculpted, and
Right.
there's only one place where there's a seam, and it's
Mhm.
at the elbow. Like where this thing's arms are sort of clasped
Mhm.
around the throat, there is a seam around the elbows of both arms that kind
Mhm.
of implies that the arms move at the elbow, but you don't know how to trigger that movement just by looking at it.
Damn it! Like I
You're getting the pieces of the puzzle, but you don't have the full solution
Yes.
yet. Yeah.
Because I so, like you just like triggered like something in my brain, like because if the elbows move and she's clapping something, then something can come out. Like her
Yeah,
hands
it's
would have
something
come,
around her
like,
neck that's
there would
being
be
covered.
something around her neck. Is there anything around her neck?
Not that's visible on the statuary.
because it's being covered by
which
said
means,
hands.
yeah, if it's there, it's probably being covered by the hands.
So it's like flat.
Yeah,
Like there's
like
no
the-
way,
yeah.
like you can't like look down.
Yeah, they're like cupped and like
Ah,
clasped
damn it.
over something.
Okay. I feel like there's something I'm missing.
If you like, you can always just roll me an insight check to see if you can piece anything together.
Well, you know what? Let me roll an insight check. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll can't say we didn't
Because you might not recognize that the character might be, the investigator. You might DM will possibly
Insight
Yeah, 'cause I'm
insight or investigation, whichever is better.
I mean,
this is what skill checks are for.
uh,
This is DM giving you information your character might pick up, but you might not.
normal, no advantage or
Yeah,
disadvantage.
just normal.
Just normal. Okay, this better work.
29. Hell yeah, it works. So with the 29, as you piece together, these two things move, and that is almost certainly meant to do something together. The gentleman indicating something is very clearly meant to be pointing at something specific.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman is clearly hiding a thing that can be retrieved.
Mm-hmm.
If you can figure out what the gentleman should be pointing at, most likely that will either trigger or reveal the trigger for how to get the woman to release whatever she's holding on to. The gentleman needs to be rotated until he's pointing at something specific.
Are we, like, because I know I was like moving him earlier. Like, does he move any more than that, or is he just like it's so?
Yeah,
old
you
and stuck now?
get the sense that it's a grind because of how old the statue is. The puzzle isn't perfect, but you get the sense he can rotate a full 360 degrees.
Okay.
So the only other things in the room are the doors or the painting.
Well, to
So
be
they're
fair,
all
you're not in a room.
Yeah, we could also check one of the rooms.
Yeah.
We also could check the rooms.
Okay.
I start by casting prestidigitation on the statue and like cleaning up all the dust and
Yeah, I mean, you start with that, and yeah, the statue really quickly becomes a lot cleaner and a little bit smoother to try and turn as you try and
Yeah.
clear some
The
grime off
mechanism
of it.
still might be a little bit.
It's a little
rough,
sticky, but it's a lot easier to move now.
Yeah.
and then
Plus
just
it-
start with the brute force answer of completely turn the statue around, see if anything clicks.
Yeah, so you completely turn the statue like a full 360, nothing happens. You get the sense the statue needs to stop at a specific point, which means you would be here forever trying to stop at every single possible
Right.
instance of a 360 degree circle.
360 degrees. Yeah.
Nobody does anyone have detect magic for the obvious first option?
Wait. I do.
For the immediate first option of
I have that somewhere. Yes, I do.
I was like, it's either you or Igraine.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magical effects within 30 feet. If you can sense such effects, you can take the magic action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the air that bears the magic. And if an effect was created by a spell, you learn the spell's school of magic. The spell is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
And you can take a few minutes and cast that if you so desire.
Yes.
We are in no
What am
rush.
I-
You do not
what
need
am
to
I-
rush cast that.
What am I clicking on?
You don't even need to. You just tell me you're casting it.
I'm casting it.
Yeah. So you take 10 minutes and you cast your detect magic. And as you perform whatever ritual it is that you as an investigator undertake to enable yourself to sense the presence of magic in an area that might be flavored differently depending on your particular approach. But as you conclude that your vision is augmented and you have the ability to see that yes, there are indeed magical auras that permeate some of this area. As you try and focus on it, yes, the statue of the old man does have some kind of magical effect upon him, and the statue of the woman has some kind of magical effect hidden underneath those clasped hands.
Okay.
But nothing coming through the walls or anything.
Nothing immediately, no.
Okay. Luckily, that lasts for an hour. That lasts for a
Barring,
while. So
well,
we can
no,
start
it's
searching.
it's only 30 feet. So even though you can see the high tower that that the father would normally be at from down here in the garden, you wouldn't be able to see any magic coming off of it.
Yeah. But if we start searching the rooms, that'll last for like 10 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, something like that.
I believe detect magic lasts for like an hour.
Yeah.
It
Start searching
is.
rooms.
It doesn't. I don't have it written down.
Hold on, just a second. I have the spell as well, but
Oh.
I was gonna let you cast it because mine cost me a spell slot.
Mine doesn't.
Also, because I think Astra thinks it would be funny to watch you go through the ritual. Up to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
10
which means
minutes,
we can just have you like casting it as we go, basically.
I mean,
Casting it over and over if we need to take that long.
if we need to, yeah.
If we we can pick a room, start searching, and as we're both looking, everyone's looking around, you can just see if there's anything magical that would trigger the devices.
Because
But basically, our point of interest marker now.
I'm writing this down because I'm not done with this yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not done with I'm speaking for Katie and for Molly. We're not done with this yet. Something
that's
is
why-
going on.
That's what I'm saying. Let's start searching the rooms.
And
'cause
I'm
there might be
not-
something in the room that it's needing to
Yeah.
look to.
So yes, I am willing to move on, but only after I write this down so I don't forget about it. Because I will forget. But yes, let's go head to another room.
Oh, I'm saying
Somebody-
search the
There
rooms
are-
in this hallway.
Yeah,
Somebody else
this is the garden. This is open air.
Oh, the
this is
Okay.
a big courtyard. And there are 4 entrances back into the building from here, one in each of the cardinal directions.
Okay.
And the one you just came from is the southward direction.
Let's let us go north.
Sounds good.
All
I
right.
support this. See how supportive I am.
You're very supportive.
Wonderful. Congratulations, you're
Keen-
terrific.
Keen-eyed individuals may spot this dungeon as some kind of weird, fucked up amalgamation of Luigi's Mansion and Resident Evil.
I'm only judging you internally. I'm not saying any of my judgment.
That's a new one.
Oh no, you only get a small fraction of the amount of judgment I give to you.
Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
So if you think it's a lot, maybe you should consider that about yourself.
Wait, is Jeremy talking or is Astra talking?
That's Astra.
Okay.
Jeremy, about Astra.
I'm not an asshole to most people.
Sorry, sometimes I lose I lose track.
If I'm being a dick or rude, it's Astra.
Sure, that's the excuse.
It's what my character would do.
Now all I can imagine is like on Thursday night, Jeremy saying something rude. He's like, "Oh, Astra's talking."
There was like
We're not even playing tonight.
I mean, God damn it, it's been long enough I can barely remember who I play on Thursdays. No, Lexi would definitely say rude ass shit. Lysandra would not. So if I say rude stuff in the Star Wars game, it's Astra.
I need to play more assholes with y'all. My characters are too. I say too nice. Morgan's not exactly nice, but compared to Garani,
comparatively, Morgan is nice.
Yeah, but compared to the other characters I played with, Shani, who are Morian and Garani.
I don't know. I've never. This is the first character I played with you. So I have no idea.
Cinnamon rolls comparatively.
I see. My no, mine tend to be just. I try to make them different, but they just end up very dramatic in their own way.
Hey, that's a fun way of doing it.
I play bitches.
You do, actually. You do. I tried playing an extrovert in the last game. It was terrible.
Garani is a shonen protag, and Morian was a fucking ball of social anxiety.
I mean, I try not to bring the ball of anxiety into because that's my everyday life.
Yeah, it was a fun character.
But,
I miss Morian. I so miss Morian. Anyway,
back to going north.
That is indeed your goal.
Yeah.
You like the geese and head north.
Funny you say that.
You like the geese and fly into a propeller.
You like the geese and bite the shit out of people.
Sounds like
also
a lot of geese.
Fuck geese.
Could be swan. Could be worse. Could be swans.
Could be swans. Swans are 100%.
Swans are the worst.
Swans are demons in white bird form.
That's what I've heard.
We can't kill them.
Like there is legitimately
they know it.
No scarier single moment of my life than when I was walking through this park area on the way home one time. This was back when I was in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this park area, and I don't know, I didn't see them until they were just there.
You got jumped by swans.
But I got surrounded by swans, and there's legitimately nothing more terrifying than a swan hissing at you.
Ugh. Yeah, no, that'll fuck you up.
Fuck those fucking birds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, they fucking know they're safe is the problem.
Uh-huh.
So heading north.
Yeah, so heading north.
Heading north.
Geese.
Avoiding geese and swans and other fowl.
So you head out the north door, and you are immediately struck by how different the interior design is in this wing of the keep. The section, so all of it is kind of decayed and kind of run down just by time.
Right.
And not having living staff to really take care of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But you are now realizing that the southern wing that you had been in previously was all kind of greens and reds and earthy, warm colorations. What was left of the wallpaper was very much
earth tones.
Earth tones, very much evoking a summer feel.
Mm-hmm.
This is you step into winter. As you step into the northern wing, the wallpaper and the walls, everything is blues and whites and blacks. What little bit of patterning is left on the walls, it has this sort of crystalline pattern to it that almost evokes ice. You almost feel the temperature drop, but you know that's just you thinking. That's just you imagining it.
I was about to ask if there was a temperature change.
Not immediately, at least not right here from directly outside the garden.
Okay, so are we in a wing or are we in a room?
You were in a hallway, similar to the one that you came into the garden from the south, and it does sort of bend around.
Go to north. Okay.
Notably, stop and listen for loud, stompy footsteps.
Roll perception.
perception.
Ba-da-ba, 20. Yes, there are indeed loud, stompy footsteps somewhere in this wing. They're not nearby, by any means, but you do hear the of
You know what? I
something
think we should turn
large
around.
and heavy moving around somewhere in these halls.
I think we should go to one of the other wings first.
Why is that?
Sounds like Uncle, whichever uncle it was.
Well, specifically,
Uncles, cousins.
Gildealda and their entire section of the family became one large monstrosity.
Are you
Sounds
gonna
like this is.
are you gonna explain that to us?
It's already been explained.
I know it's already been explained, but are you gonna say like why we should get out of here? Or are you just gonna say we need to get out of here?
I wouldn't explain that it's the big stompy monster, but it's like, yeah, that sounds like Uncle, whichever, and family list of family members that are amalgamated.
Fun. Good,
Okay,
good times.
And you're not ready for that limb of the family tree at the moment.
I'd
don't-
rather avoid a fight as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't think we need that kind of reunion.
No, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if we
Okay.
want to.
In that case, so we've been south, we've been north, east, or west.
West.
Heading west. You head back into the garden and turn west. You head to the west. And yeah, you're starting to pick up a theme here. As you enter the West Wing, and immediately it is all oranges and browns and reds and autumnal colors.
Oh, so each
tower is a season.
Each wing has a different season.
Which does, by process of elimination, indicate that the East Wing is spring.
Turn, turn, turn.
The form of man.
To everything there is a season.
I just stare at camera. Someone picked up my intricate reference. It's like, dung.
No, I honestly I didn't get the reference, which is why that confused me.
Oh,
I vaguely-
Etrigan from DC.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
Turn the form of man, behold the demon Etrigan.
No, legit. I was going with what Katie picked up.
Yeah.
Because I am old, and that is the reference that hits with me is old classic rock.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yep. That song is gonna be.
You're welcome.
That's a good song, though.
Shut the fuck up.
Legitimately, you're welcome. It's a good song.
It is a good song. It's just very like get stuck in your head.
Uh-huh.
So we're still in the West Wing, as it were. Do we hear anything?
Are we walking and talking?
Any
Not
big
immediate. Sorkin.
I'm sorry, I can't help.
No, I got no. I was waiting for it.
But no. You do not hear big stompy monster, at least not immediately wandering around this area.
Do we hear anything?
As you sort of stop to listen in, there is like a faint creaking noise of something that is long, old, and decrepit, and yet in regular motion. It's faint, but the fact that you can hear it at all means that it's somewhere nearby.
Don't like ominous creaking.
No.
No.
My immediate thought was to just say it's Jeremy's joints.
Is this
It's
Listen, when I talk about me being old, it's okay.
when you do it.
Is this
How dare you? No, I'm kidding.
Is this like normal sized humanoid creaking, or is this like large motherfucker creaking?
I mean, you would associate that kind of creaking noise with like a chair that's like kind of squeaky.
Okay.
Oh, somebody's sitting in a rocking chair. We need to go
Oh,
find
this
him.
is a rocking
No,
chair.
this is even worse. This is even worse than stomping. Random fucking rocking chair. Are you kidding me?
You know, it's
Like,
it's terrifying, but it's not
now
sitting
I'm-
motherfucker. At least.
Well, we gotta investigate something.
Yeah,
The
well, no, we're
stomping,
gonna.
the stomping is Mr. X from Resident Evil. The creaking is like Annabelle from The Conjuring or whichever
Yes.
movie.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's fucking Annabelle.
Yeah, the creaking is Sister Abigail bullshit.
The movie one, not the completely non-frightening fucking Raggedy Ann doll that the those two charlatans bought and pretended was a.
Mm.
Anyway,
I have thoughts about the Warrens.
Mhm.
Clearly, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Great
Mhm.
movie. Horrible people.
Mhm.
Yes,
Anyway,
I'd be inclined to agree. However, we need to investigate something because we already like I understand not investigating the big stompy thing that's an amalgamation of people. Yeah, I get
we
that.
could probably
Let's-
check out the rocket. The probable
let's like
rocking
let's
chair.
work let's work our way up to that.
Okay,
Or-
that's her. I will point out that, and I'm not disagreeing with your decision at all.
That's
Your suggestion at all. No, I agree with a lot of your decisions, but I'm just saying the odds that the less scary looking one, or sounding one is the scarier one is high, and if that proves to be the case, I will say I told you so.
Fair.
I'm
But there is
only
also a
pointing this
chance
out.
that-
That's
I can say
never like that's never stopped you before.
I'm only pointing it out so I can say I told you so later, because I can't say I told you so if I didn't say it the first time. Let's
okay,
go.
So okay, that's Astra talking.
Yes.
You can't say I told you so if I didn't tell you so first. So
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you so now.
You have to warn us before you're going to say I told you. That's how it works. It's like cops.
Yeah, exactly.
As a former cop myself.
That went somewhere.
No, that was joking
No,
out of in character.
I got you.
But also like the one in the wheelchair is also possibly more. The rocking chair is possibly also more likely to talk than the big stompy motherfucker.
That's true.
Okay, if that is indeed what it is, can we follow?
If that's what it is.
Let's go.
But let's go.
Can we follow? Can we follow the sound? Is there a way we can follow the sound?
Yeah, you sort of like walk around the corner and you hear there's the sound of the rocking chair gets a little bit louder as you get closer. You also start to pick up the faint sound of a piano being played.
Mm.
Now I'm a little more interested in going and getting stomped to death.
But
Only a little more interested.
The two seem to be in the same vicinity as the both sounds seem to be getting louder in unison.
Mm-hmm. Would they be in the same room?
Probably, if you were to guess.
Are any of these doors open or are they all closed?
All the doors are shut. You don't know if any of them are locked until you try them.
Mm. Can we narrow it down?
So as you exit and go into this hallway, start trying to seek this out. It almost seems like this manor is built pseudo-symmetrically. In that the hallways seem to have a roughly similar layout, but the rooms that are connected to them will be different. And as you try and piece that idea together and reconcile it with your understanding of the layout of the hallways, you suddenly come to the realization that the hallways are They're shaped like a rune. Specifically, they're shaped like a
Which rune?
in the Draconic alphabet.
Okay.
And the Draconic alphabet has a lot of runes and characters that have more than just a linguistic meaning. They often carry esoteric thoughts and ideas along with the association of the letter. And in this particular case, this rune is identified as a rune of change. It is meant to symbolize the journey that one goes on, basically the journey of life. It's meant to be like the sort of the change that one goes on from, in the specific association of dragons, from egg to hatchling to dragon to ancient worm and so on and so forth. But it can be sort of applied to anyone as sort of like meant to symbolize the journey of life.
I wonder if that's the particular ruin, if that's also to do with the 4 seasons, because that's also a metaphor for one's life, it can be.
Certainly possible. In this particular instance, this particular rune would be alphabetically, just mapping it to the Greco-Roman alphabet would be Z.
So this is the end. This is the last one.
What's the last one?
This is the equivalent of the world in tarot. Like the end of the journey.
But if you associate the year as beginning with winter, then fall would be the last of the would be the last of the seasons.
Yep.
So listening for that sound.
It's like meanwhile as we're walking down, I'm like putting my ear to doors and
yeah, and so as you approach, and for this particular alphabet, the Z in this Draconic alphabet that we're looking at, kind of looks like a Z, but slightly different in that you've got the two upper and lower ligatures, and then the connecting bar. But there's a third ligature dead center that crosses across it.
Yeah.
So it's almost a Z with a line through it. And it's also backwards to the way that you would normally face a Z. Like if you flip a Z horizontally and then put a line through the center of it. And so the noise that you're hearing is at the far end of one of the two hallways that is the split of that horizontal center line.
Okay.
And you get the sense that as you try and piece this together, each of the hallway arrangements of the 4 wings does not technically include the hallway that leads into the garden. Because the hallway that leads into the garden would kind of ruin the shape of the of the rune.
So the whole floor layout of the ground floor is an entire cycle of life in floor patterns.
Pretty much.
Neat.
You suspect that theme probably continues on each of the floors that are above it, but it probably carried out slightly differently.
I mean, logically, it would actually make sense to go around in order of the life cycle. Because if this is the end, it would be winter, which would start with it. Actually, not a bad idea to start with the winter tower.
So you said the noise is coming from somewhere on the crossbar.
So if you take the inverted Z, which is to say starting top right corner, then left, then down right, then left, and you put the crossbar in the center, the noise of music is coming from the left-hand side of the crossbar.
Head down that way.
So yeah, you walk down that section of the path, and the noise gets louder, and you start to hear, it's a funeral dirge being played on a piano, so certainly not ominous at all. And the sound of a rocking chair just slowly creaking, not in tune with the music at all, but just there.
Kill it with fire.
Not until we know what it is.
It's like listening at the doors. Do I find the specific door it's coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. You walk over to it and you find there is a door that the door itself is marked with a spread of musical notes that almost seems to indicate that it would be like a conservatory, like a place for this kind of recreation.
I press the digitation of the door clean, or the hinges, and just crack it open and peek in.
All right, roll me. You have dark vision, so roll me perception.
Let's see, perception.
We have to keep forgetting Vulcan can barely see shit half the time.
Meanwhile, Asher sees perfectly fine.
Yep.
With a 25, you sort of very gently just crack the door a bit and peek inside. And interior, you can see what is essentially a music room. There are a number of different instruments, drums, harps, various stringed and wooden and wind and brass, etc. There's all varieties of instruments sort of arrayed along the walls, and some just freestanding, like some of the drums. And at the far end of the room, where you can see, there is a piano that is currently being played and a rocking chair off to one side that is currently rocking back and forth. The figures in each are what draw your attention. The person playing the piano is indistinct for a couple of reasons. One, they are incorporeal. They are largely just this faint, sickly green silhouette of what was probably a person, and you can make out most of the details. They're solid enough that you can see that the person and the details of their clothing. They're wearing this sort of like pointed, like almost old-fashioned tuxedo, this noble dress, this well-fitted upper torso shirt, the puffy like bits on the collar and the frills around the wrist. But you can't make out their face because their entire face is obscured by a mask that just seems to denote tragedy.
And like this is
the comedy tragedy
piano person.
The person playing the piano, yes. Yeah. The person in the rocking chair seems to be significantly more physical in that they are a mass of blood. They just seem to be like a vaguely humanoid homogenate of blood that is kind of just occupying the rocking chair and just rocking back and forth, with where the the spirit has this sort of tragic mask on. The mass of blood, where its face theoretically would be, has this golden comedy mask.
Astra takes one look at this. The eyes, doll eyes, shift to one, to the other, back to piano, back to rocking chair, goes, nope, turns around and walks out.
To be fair, we're not in the room. This is like cracked the door open and I'm
Right.
peeking in.
Okay, yeah, walks further down the hallway.
Yeah.
Doesn't, not, like, she's not walking away. She just walks a good, I don't know, let's say, is it a long enough hallway I can get, I don't know, 20 feet away?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, 20 feet away, and just stops and turns around. I just need to be out of the blast radius.
Do these two match the description given by the uncle outside?
Of any of your family members?
Yep.
If you had to guess, this would probably be one of your great aunts and uncles, in that they are married, not that they are siblings. Of Fultra and Hleif.
And can I identify what type of undead they are?
Roll me whatever knowledge you think is most appropriate here. That is highest for you.
Let's go with Arcana because they're all ones. I click disadvantage, not advantage. 14.
14. So you can identify one of them. The piano player, especially identified by the tragedy mask, is what you would consider a haunt or a haint. It's a spirit of sorrow. They are spirits that are typically associated with rising from the sorrowful dead, that change their shape as a tragic imitation of what they once were and what shapes their tragedy. They can typically appear as either the corporeal humanoid that they were in life, or might try and see any living being as those who killed them or caused their tragedy, and might try and exact their revenge. You might be able to talk to them depending on how lucid they're feeling. The other one, you're not certain, but you imagine it's probably something relating to it, since they seem to be paired up.
Do either of them, like from my knowledge, from what scant knowledge I have of them, are either of them immediately hostile? Like,
I mean, they don't. You can't tell if they've noticed you yet, but they haven't started attacking immediately. But that's difficult to say without making your presence known.
So the one made of blood doesn't have a particular kind of undead that it is?
That
Not
we know of.
not that
Oh, not that no.
not that I-14 is enough to identify.
Got it.
We will say.
Okay.
it's not immediately coming to mind. But at the same time, I'm trying to identify two of them at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's like one's gonna come to mind first.
If you were to guess, you would assume that the two of them are considered roughly equivalent in terms of danger. Like what level of potential power they might wield against you should you come into a battle with them.
Let's see. did the uncle outside describe, like, were these hostile, like, described if these two where it would be likely to be hostile or not, or if he's interacted with them?
His read on them was that they're kind of caught up in their own little world, and he hasn't really tried to interact with them much to see if they would be hostile or not.
But so that sounds like he's been in the room and they didn't
He
just
yeah
immediately attack.
he seems to have been around, and they haven't paid him much attention, but he hasn't tried to like get their attention or anything.
So I turned to Tina wife and say, like, it looks like these two are this great aunt and uncle. And then to the group at large is like, from the other uncles, from what the other uncle has said, is like, if we don't interfere with them, they probably aren't going to pay us any attention.
I mean, do you think
Alright.
they're actually going to attack, or do you think you could have a at least poke your head and talk?
That's harder to say. Like from his description, he didn't try to get their attention. Like they're caught up in their own little world. Like being in the room with them isn't likely to get you attacked, but like it's uncertain if getting their direct attention will.
I mean, if you want to do a sneak around, I can give you a little boost, see what you need, see what you can find.
Not sure if I need the boost, but I can definitely take a quiet look around.
I mean, also helps in case they do try to pull something on you.
Fair.
Morgan will tap Ingrid on the shoulder and cast Bless.
I'll sneak into the room and take a quick lap, looking around more specifically, and see if anything stands out.
Roll me investigation.
Let's see. Bless modifier. Investigation. Is that roll with plus? I'm not sure. Oh well.
With a 16, the room itself is mostly just covered in instruments. Instruments and seats to play them in. Aside from the rocking chair, which seems to mostly just be an observer's seat. If you had to guess, that chair's probably been there for a long time for someone to just sit and listen to someone else playing music in this room. The two of them, pay no mind to you as you enter the room to look around. They seem entirely caught up, one playing music, the other listening to it. The things of note that you do find is that within there is something on each of their possessions. Inside the mass of blood that makes up, you would guess, Hleyf, is something that looks like a sun, like the archetypal like sphere with triangles coming off of it, shape of a sun. And within Faltra, like on Faltra, there is like a necklace that sort of gleams separately from their spectral form that has the shape of like a shard of ice. It's more like a almost like a droplet shape kind of thing.
detect magic has a range of like 30-ish feet.
Yeah.
Are they within 30 feet of the door?
Thereabouts.
I was gonna say if a room is more than 30 feet in any directions, it's a big ass room.
It's pretty big, yeah.
I'll finish my loop around and come back to the door and comment about the emblems and see if our investigator would like to see if they're magical.
Would you like to do another detect magic, Katie?
Yeah. Let's do it.
You perform another detect magic, and you sort of glance inside, and yeah. So obviously, the two of them are inherently magical, being undead and thus magically animated. But yes, both of the items that they seem to have on their person, that is the only really distinct things about them other than them themselves. That sun emblem and that sort of like droplet emblem do both appear to have a magical aura about them.
Okay. And I relay information like, yeah, there's definitely, to no one's surprise, there's definitely magic afoot. There's magical auras. That's all I can really tell at this time.
A few of the instruments are also magical, including the piano.
There's also a magic piano.
And some of the other instruments on the walls are similarly
And a few,
magical.
Miscellaneous. It's an enchanted music room. It's a music room with a magical aura.
Interesting.
And quite specifically, I mean, besides the piano being enchanted, not all, but several of the instruments are enchanted as well, or not enchanted, or have a magical aura.
See, this is when my player brain goes, let's play with them and see, they might enjoy that and actually give us the thing. But like Morgan's like, that shit is haunted and is going to possess us. Or like charm us.
Is there anything, and I know we can't really see, but is there anything that sticks out as could be related to the statues,
the puzzle outside?
The puzzle outside, or is this just like another wing of the family?
So you don't think that, like, based on the previous investigation that you've done very well with previously, you don't think that either of these two's items are related specifically to the statue puzzle? But you do think that there is a puzzle to them, and they are probably at the key or relevant items to a different puzzle elsewhere in the mansion.
So basically, we're in a mansion full of puzzles.
Probably. And some of them will so based on your understanding of how the king introduced the manor and how he explained it to you and how Tandaloith wanted to journey here, there are probably two main categories that you can group the puzzles in this place into. There are the puzzles that will help you get to the highest tower and retrieve the signet of the royal family and allow you to access the font. And there are the puzzles that will probably grant you some kind of useful magic items or benefits that you will generally be able to use elsewhere.
Detect magic tells you the type of spell on a thing. What type of
If
magic?
If it was made by a spell.
I was going to say, fair. I was going to say, what type of enchantments are on the, what type of magic is on the instruments? Because the instruments were probably made by magic.
Because like it's specifically if it was made by a spell, like if you can identify a single spell that is the result of the magic, it'll tell you the school of the spell.
Fair.
Just random magic items don't necessarily have a specific
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's no caption.
school aura on them.
Fair enough.
More puzzles and no solutions.
I mean,
Well, more like you're looking at the solutions to a puzzle you haven't found yet.
Okay, I'm taking note. So Molly is going to take a moment and in one of her many notebooks, because she has them. She's an investigator. Is just going to start taking notes.
Absolutely.
Taking notes on the details of the statues outside in the courtyard. The ambiance of the northern wing, but doesn't really have a lot of information on that because we kind of ran away from it.
Yeah.
What we have seen so far, we're in the West Wing.
You're currently in the West Wing, yes.
West Wing. What we've seen in the West Wing so far in potential and kind of scripting down, like there are puzzles and pieces to the puzzle, but we have not found cohesion as of yet. And so just like putting that on paper, because that's how she solves problems. She reads and she takes notes. And she travels in time. So
I'm
Not very
debating whether I
exciting,
have
but
Morgan
she's
do the
gonna take
thing I
notes.
want to do.
So do we want to play with them, or do we want
That's
to
what I'm thinking, but I don't know if I don't know how much Morgan wants to do that. Is the problem? This is where player and character brain are.
I'm not trying to influence you one way or the other, but
Needs to try something.
We've got to interact with
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much the reason I'm gonna. Morgan is going to step inside, not try to make too much noise apart from natural clank of armor, but someone has just walked around the room without disturbing them at all before, so. And go to one of the other instruments to inspect it a little bit closer.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a number. Pick an instrument that you like. Are you a harp kind of person? A lute, mandolin, sitar, like bandor?
Yeah. It's like a bass or cello in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll go with a bass. Or like a double bass.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Very large standing bass. Yes, absolutely. You pick one up off the wall.
Any reaction from them as she picks it up?
Not as you pick it up.
Does Morgan know how to play the stand-up?
God, no.
I don't know if they are going to like that.
Would anyone else care to try this as well? Someone who might know how to play instruments?
Does the song they're playing resonate with Ingrid? Because it's probably like something within the family.
Roll me. I'm trying to think what will be appropriate for answering that question. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. Base 10.
You have bless still on you.
Yeah, add the d4.
Yeah.
14. There is something hauntingly familiar about this song.
Ingrid's going to close her eyes, kind of hum along, and see if like any instrument stands out as something that she's been trained to play.
Do you have any musical instrument proficiencies that you are aware of?
Not currently.
Cool. Roll me a D100. You are finding old memories awakening. In specific, you're finding old memories of sitting in the garden that you have already passed through with your great aunt Falsra in her finest performance attire, guiding you on the proper gestures, hand motions, and the pattern of play of the instrument that you had expressed the most interest in, as Faltra tries to make it her highest priority to ensure that the musical arts are not lost upon this family. As you recall that your instrument of choice was the lyre. As you suddenly discover that you are proficient with the lyre as a musical instrument.
I walk over and grab a lyre and play along as best as I can for.
Roll me performance. If you are not proficient in performance, you can add your proficiency bonus because you're proficient in the lyre. And if you are proficient in performance, you have advantage.
I am not proficient in performance. So.
And being able to add your proficiency bonus means that you do benefit from your reliable talent. So you cannot roll less than a 10 on this.
So let's
Morgan
see.
will refrain
Click
from
that.
playing along because don't want to ruin this.
Unclick that.
For the 24. You start to play along this sad ancient song, the tune of a forgotten world, the lament of a lineage long gone. And you find that this instrument, this is your instrument from a long, long time ago. And as you play, the sound of the piano pauses briefly as the mask of sadness turns to look in your direction. And then the play resumes, but with a bit more energy, some renewed gift to it, as recognizing the presence of another musical talent, the musician behind the piano begins to play more fervently, with more energy, a bit more staccato, a bit more passion behind the keys. As you realize that this is an instrument of the bards, specifically a Cly lyre, and that's where we're going to take a break.
Mm.
Remember, we take our break, you take yours, so sit up, stretch your legs, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercial messages.
Go.
Welcome back. Here's Wonderwall. No. But yes, welcome back. So,
To answer your question, Jeremy, you have had the queer Jason Voorhees mask representing. You all right?
You're welcome.
Honestly, not the worst thing it could have been.
Truth.
that's spectacular.
Oh, fantastic.
But we return as Ingrid plays out the remainder of this dirge, accompanying their great aunt on the instrument that they had taught them in life. The pair of you playing this sorrowful duet until the song completes, and as the final notes are played and the music quiets, the musician Faltra just stops, looks over. I'm glad to see that the musical arts aren't as dead as the rest of us are. It's good to see you again, little one.
Good to see you too.
Tell me, what brings you back to this cursed place?
People have messed with the history of the world, and so we're trying to rediscover it. And that includes finding my family.
Yes. The great lie was woven into the very fabric of the world after we were destroyed. We were one of the final steps that needed to be conquered. The power of our font was needed for the ritual. I fear that its use has brought about this malaise over our keep. Now we that remain are here to live out our tragedy and guard the font against further misuse. But I suspect you need to find it, don't you?
If it was used in the ritual, it might hold the secrets to undoing the ritual.
You may be right at that. This blank tragedy mask, just hard to read any expression when they don't really have a face to read behind the mask. In any case, you'll need access to more of the manor than is currently available to you, so they reach up and yank the drop necklace off and just sort of hold it out and then drop it, and it becomes corporeal as it hits the floor. And they look over at the mass of blood that represents their spouse. Clay, Would you kindly provide the warmth to match the cold? The mass of blood burbles and spouts, but doesn't seem to be capable of speech at this point. A moment later, there's something goopily shifts inside the amalgamated mass, and then with a visceral spurt, the sun emblem slides out and collapses onto the floor next to the water emblem. You'll need those to find more of your heritage in this place.
Ingrid will slowly and reverently take a step over, take a knee to pick them up, and will thank the two of them and offer a hope that maybe with the lie being unraveled, the malaise over our family can also be lifted and peace can be brought back.
One can only hope. Hope. It's a funny thing. I don't think I've felt that in a very long time. I will rest my hopes with you, young one. May you go well.
Ingrid will thank them again.
Tuck the instrument under your arm and head out.
Mm-hmm.
During all of this, Morgan is just very carefully putting the base back, just sneaking out.
So these emblems, are they keys? Are they pendants? What are they?
They're not pendants. They're not meant to be worn. They do seem like they probably slot into something. You just need to find what.
Mm.
We just have to find where they fit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose either of them look like they fit in the hand of the pointing statue, do they?
Roll me retroactive investigation.
Let's see. Investigation. A 15.
Not in the hand. The hand of the statue does seem like it should be holding something that it's not, because pointing kind of like this, like it's got its thumb out, like it should have something like slotted in right there. But that doesn't seem to be a good fit. But the cane that's in the other hand had sort of what you would initially just thought were gouges carved out of it by time, and you're realizing might actually have been slots for things to be inserted. And might reveal perhaps a little bit more information should those slots be filled.
Does does Ingrid give us this information?
She standing there thinking, holding them and thinking, she'll think out loud. That's
Okay.
It's like there's the statue outside, and it feels like it's missing something, but I don't think these fit.
Well, we have two choices. We can check for sure, or we can keep going and look for something more plausible.
maybe we can check after we finish looking through this wing. So
All right.
This wasn't the only door, right?
No,
Yeah.
there's more. This is just you were tracing the sound, so this was the way
Yeah.
that you went.
Yeah, let's have another look. Skim through the rest of this wing.
There are several rooms of note. In particular, if you're looking for more sound that might be drawing attention, now that the music and the rocking chair have died down as sort of the primary draw in this place, there are a few rooms that emit sounds of their own that don't strike you as just like the ambient noises of a still room kind of thing. There are the sounds of mechanics clicking and whirring very softly from one of the rooms that is closest to the center of the Z shape. As you sort of like just do a quick pass just to see what stands out to you of the rooms that aren't just like idly there. And I am, now that I've like got a clearer layout in my head, I may actually just make a quick shitty dungeon scroll map of these areas for later, but
Please. It helps so much.
But there is a there is the noise of I don't know how you describe this without just saying what it is. Hard objects crashing against each other in like a high-pitched noise.
Dense collisions.
It sounds like a billiards table.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, I have no better way to describe it than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like that high-pitched noise of like billiards balls colliding.
Right.
Yeah. Games room nearby, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Let's have a look.
yeah,
See.
let's like go around, listen at doors to see which one it seems to be coming from.
Yeah, you pick one out, and eventually, yeah, you can find the door near furthest from where you came in, like on the far opposite end of the Z from the side that you enter from, is the noise where you think you can hear that like billiards noise.
Well, prestidigitation, the hinges clean and crack the door open.
Yeah. In this particular room, there is a billiards table dead center. The ground is like black and white tile, very clearly designed to be easy to clean for maintenance of this particular room. There's a lot of like old oak and wood walls, trophies and records of competition hung throughout this room. This room definitely seems to have been designed to show off the accolades of the family, and host games of competition and the like. There are like dartboards on one angle, a billiards table in the center, various other shelves and boxes of various games for the family to enjoy competition and casual games together. The billiards table is being played, but you can't see by what. There's just a cue stick hovering in the air and striking.
Well, that's a thing.
Wonderful observation.
That's a thing that is happening.
Even more one amazing observation.
Thank you. I am. I got nothing.
So I would tap into my necromantic studies and try to think of an undead that is usually invisible and probably incorporeal, and is either sentient or attached to, or attaches itself to routine.
Roll me your Arcana with advantage. No, nothing that fits that description is coming to mind to you other than like a generic ghost that fits to this particular situation.
Is there more than one pool cue?
Yeah, there's a second one.
I detach my shadow and have my shadow go in and get my shadow to play billiards with the ghost.
Are you any good at gaming?
I have no proficiencies in games.
Fair enough. Roll me sleight of hand, we'll say.
Let's see. Switch this back to normal. That's a minimum of 21.
Yep, go for it. Nice. 26. You're playing a really good game of billiards.
From across the room.
From across the room.
Nice. Well done.
It hasn't really seemed to give you much extra insight.
I mean, it gave me kind of what I was looking for. The specter is not immediately hostile to another presence.
Yeah, it seems like that seems to be a case.
So I'll quietly enter the room myself and
you walk across, I'm assuming, to where your shadow is playing billiards.
yeah.
So you cross the room. And at about the halfway mark, you hear a voice that goes, "Hey there, little sprout. It's been a while." You look
Hello.
to your left, and you realize you're looking at the table. There's nobody there. The pool cue is still just hovering. And then you look past the table at the very, very wide mirror on the back of the room, and you realize that in the mirror, you can see the like faintly translucent glassy shape of the person holding the pool cue.
Does this one match up to any of the Spectres of the Vampire Uncle.
Probably Hildot, who was considered to be a bit of a rogue, a black sheep in the family. He was kind of shady, thought to be a regular thief, which was kind of a bad mark on the family.
So the cool one.
Yeah, the cool uncle. This is the one that slipped the kids alcohol, 100%, right?
Definitely.
But I greet him and I'll use that name, Hildot. And
You do remember me. Well, maybe. Or maybe you just talked to Therangar.
Dr. Therangar, I have no memories before waking back up as I am now.
You and most of this damn place. Well, what you doing in my humble abode?
Looking to see if any of those memories come back as we explore the old home.
Don't know how much I can help you in that regard. But I can tell you're still missing something important.
What would that be?
Your name.
This is true.
And what kind of thief would I be if I didn't know where to steal something real important? Tell you what. Beat me in a game of billiards, and I'll answer a question for you about any of the weird tricks and traps and things in this place. I'll give you a bit of advice and tell you where to find something.
All right. And what happens if you win?
I win. And you're going to have to beat me a little bit in a bit more severe match than billiards if you want to get anything out of me at that point.
I can certainly give it a try.
Well, let's get at it then. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand. 27. With the success that you've already had in the game with your shadow, you do actually manage to defeat him in this game. As the final billiard ball sinks into one of the pockets, he whistles approvingly. Well, you've gotten better since you grew up. All right. What do you want to know? I can give you one location and one solution. So two things, technically. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you can always come back later. You got these on store.
Let's go with one thing I'm looking for. Where to find my name.
Let's see. He sort of gestures with his hand as if he's tracing the roots of the various floors of the house. Your room is summer wing, second floor, third from the left, down the second hall, which is to say, go down the second hall, and then it's the third room on the left. One of the safer places in this town, because, one of the safer places in this building, because if you needed to get a rest, because there's, your ghost isn't there because you're right here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know a solution to one of the puzzles that's bugging you?
Is Molly in the room at this point?
Assuming you have.
Yeah, I assume we're all there.
Yeah.
She is just like this. She's like, no, this is her thing. It's not my thing.
But
the frustration is there.
I think I'll bank that one because there's still plenty of puzzles to come across in this place.
Oh, yeah, there are. Let me tell you, the one thing that dead people have is time to make things complicated.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
I mean, when you've had 30 years, you have to do something.
Yeah, and I live entirely in mirrors, so I get to see all of it.
That makes life interesting.
Fortunately, there's plenty enough mirrors in this damn place.
Then maybe we'll see you around in another part of the castle.
Maybe. I do like to hang around here for a game, but you might find me elsewhere.
Well, if and when I need that tip for a puzzle, this should be a decent enough starting place to try to find you then.
Yeah, you'll usually find me here if you don't find me anywhere else.
All right. Maybe I'll beat you at another game sometime then.
Good luck.
And I'll start heading back.
So you ready to go to your bedroom?
Yeah.
You're looking for answers. There's a place for answers.
Mm-hmm.
We pretty much have a direct route.
Fortunately, it's summer, which is the place we've already gotten through the ground. We know about the ground flora, so shouldn't be too hard to get to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, let's see what's on the second floor.
Heading towards the spot that you were indicated?
Yep.
So you head back into the garden, circle back to the summer wing, which was the south wing. Make your way back to that main foyer area with the grand staircase and head up the staircase. And then second hall on the left, just passing by the various doors. You realize as you hit the main like landing on the second floor, there's a door on the back wall of the second floor. It's a big double door that looks to be locked, but dead center set between the two doors is an inset in the shape of a sun. That's for later. You head down 2 halls from down the left, and then 3 doors down the hall. And yeah, there's a room. There's a gold placard on it that just has a name that's been worn out over time, like the placard itself has been worn smooth.
Is
Me
that
as a player,
convenient?
questions if mending will fix it. I do not have mending.
I don't
Uh,
believe I do it.
yeah, and so do
Hmm.
investigators get cantrips? Yes, right.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have mending?
Do I have mending?
Yeah,
Don't
because
so.
unfortunately, paladins don't get cantrips. Sounds like the kind of thing Molly would enjoy if she had it, but
I
May not
don't-
have, yeah.
I don't
yeah,
think I have it. It doesn't sound familiar.
fair.
Mm.
Earth and shot.
Yeah.
Investigators do not get cantrips.
Okay,
Aside
Oh.
from ones given to them by specific trinkets.
Oh, I was
Fair
looking. I was looking at something. I was looking at something else. Then.
Yeah.
No,
unfortunately, neither paladins. So
I don't.
imagine us with free spells. That'd be nice. No.
Yeah, investigators don't do quick magic. They take time.
Yeah.
Unless they're using their, rushed incantation.
Right.
But yeah, the door is there. All you've done so far is look at the door.
Oh yeah. It's just like, can we work
Try
around
the
this?
handle.
I mean,
Does not appear to be locked.
Slowly opens it and
So, when I say that the room is exactly as you left it, what does that mean? Describe for me what this person who does not know who they are finds in their room.
um it kind of stands out against the summer wing in that it's a lot of cooler blues and purples more than the reds and greens of the summer. Um, but there is some green because the wallpaper is floral motifs with blue and purple flowers with green leaf foliage and there's a desk, a four-post bed with drapes that is quite dusty. Um, along one wall, there's like hip-high bookshelves of covering various topics, and some of them are probably the books that she needed to study as being a royal, and some of them are other things that have caught her fancy that she's borrowed from the library with her grandmother's permission.
Of course. Laying atop one of these bookshelves, something that you just sat down when you had been called away, likely on the day before everything went to hell, is a journal, a personal log, a small leather-bound tome with a golden latch. Not even a lock, it's just a latch that has to be twisted open.
I pick it up and very gingerly start undoing the latch and looking through it. And
how do you introduce your journal to yourself and whoever may have stumbled upon it to read it? What does the first page say to indicate who this belongs to?
I think the first page just says, "Do you belong here?" Like, kind of just above center. And then towards the bottom of the page is the initials.
SCRD.
And she sits there trying, it's like SCRD, SCRD. Like, clearly this is written by someone who should know what that means. And so she's trying to remember because she's been told that this is her room, so this should be hers. And she'll look to her brother and say SCRD out loud to him as well.
He nods. Try the back. That's usually where you left whatever your most recent note is to yourself. And as I seem to recall, it's also where you leave the warning for anyone who might stumble upon it for the day.
Flips to the back and
having stumbled upon your journal more than once in the past.
of course you have.
Stumbled, he says.
Stolen.
What's written on the last page?
I think notably flipping through it at a certain point, like the text becomes more vague and coded because she realized that Tenahoif has seen it. So it's like at first there's like very detailed description of like where she went, like where she was during the day and what she was doing. And then it becomes less and less specific.
Mm-hmm. But the warning on the last page for whoever decides they were just going to flip to the end to see what most recent is. What's written there?
May your nose drip blood continually, so your sentence lead to you.
And then signed, the full name.
Solsky, Kisgodian, Ruhig, Drachenwald.
Good to see you again, sister.
Well, your nose isn't continually bleeding, so I guess you didn't find it this last time.
Well, there's only so much bleeding I can do at this point.
Maybe that's why you became insert whatever vampiric type he is.
Sanguinor. Yeah.
Why you
Maybe.
became a sanguinor, you just bled out and had to keep getting more.
Could be for all I know.
Then she'll close it, redo the latch, and slip it into a pocket in her coat.
I have 2 questions. And this is Molly. This is not Kate. 1, how does it feel? And 2, what would you like to be called?
I'm not sure how to describe how I feel. But I
Hmm.
think as for what be called, Ingrid's easier to pronounce.
I mean, I'm still going to call you Solsky. It's already a nickname.
Of course, her
mean-
actual name's longer.
We can. It's ultimately up to you, and I will go by whatever you say.
Exactly that.
Mhm.
But if don't let the perceived difficulty of a name, in other words, what do you want to be called? Not what's easier for us. What do you want?
Yeah, because there's a real good argument that it's that the other one's actually easier for us because we will stop accidentally calling you a grain.
Morgan, trying to be serious, actually does crack there.
But it's completely up to you. Obviously, both are, it's your name.
We'll adjust whatever you're comfortable with.
Correct.
I think
Or
for
if
the
you
time
just wanna-
being,
Pull a random third name out of somewhere, like
Also that.
I think I'll stick with Ingrid because, at least for now, because just like, and now the player can't think of the one-armed tiefling's name.
Sorry.
Soria.
Soria.
mm,
Like, if we go around saying, like, Drachenwald, someone might hear that should not hear that, and we could run into problems.
That is a very good point, you grain.
also true.
No, that makes sense. Just let him know if and when that changes.
That
Yeah.
what they said.
Fine, I'll stop shouting my name from the rooftops.
Were you doing that?
No, but I do introduce myself with my full name now, don't I?
I mean,
Yes,
hasn't
why
gotten
do
you in trouble
you do
yet,
that?
right?
Wouldn't it just be easier to get a t-shirt? Like,
Have you met nobles?
no.
Names are important.
Yes, names
Full
are
names to let you know how important their family is. And that's why you should be deaf, etc. Very important for nobility.
In my particular case, until very recently, I sort of assumed that I was the last one left, so the full name was kind of important to keep the family alive.
I'm
Yes, but
Yeah.
you're shouting it.
literally asking. I'm not criticizing.
Keeping the name alive is important. But when
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
shouting it in a
makes sense.
society that wants it erased,
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
to be
it's
Although
an
fair-
you will
I mean,
have to change your introduction.
Some
it's
may
important on a person on a family by family basis. There are absolutely some families that can fucking die out.
You're not wrong. And yeah, to be fair, I'm no longer the sole surviving scion of the Kingdom of Noctis.
Well, surviving is a matter of technical
I mean,
definition
he's
here.
walking.
Yes, 100%. I would fully agree with that.
Like, there's plenty of other members of the family that are also walking. Granted, Scion,
that are not surviving.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Walking is not necessarily an indicator of surviving.
I was gonna say, just because there is some mindless zombie who was once part of the family shuffling
made.
around and going, "Arr," that doesn't mean the family
Point made.
survived.
But I would
It's-
say that as long as I'm around to say my incredibly long and pretentious name, then I am at least surviving.
That's true.
I mean,
there's also a point to be said of you're also an undead.
So,
Yeah,
obligatory question.
so you're saying like being annoying is a sign of surviving?
Are you saying it's not?
Works for me.
I'm not saying either way. I just think it's an interesting take.
So, obligatory question while we're all in a good mood here. You said Solsky was a nickname, right?
Well, it's an actual name, but come on, Solsky. It's so short. It sounds like a nickname.
You know what? Fair. I was going to ask what the full one was, but it seems like you don't know either.
No, it is the full name. Like her actual
Okay.
name is Solsky Siskodian Ruhig Drachenwald. But Solsky always felt like a nickname. Like I couldn't give her a nickname as a child because Solsky just feels like a
Right.
nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can't come up with a nickname out of the name Solsky, you're not trying hard enough.
I also wasn't going to be cruel about it. I was trying to come up with a nickname that was fun, but also wasn't going to be something that she would hate me for.
I can think of
Aw,
like
you do care.
5 off the top of my head.
How many of them is she gonna hate you for?
I mean, now we're talking about now versus when you're a kid, because there are
I
certain
know.
things that you're okay with when you're a kid. Like, for example, ski would probably be
No.
perfectly fine as a kid.
No!
No,
As a kid, yes.
no.
I would be the one saying it. No!
So,
Do you have a nickname?
I mean, yes. Several. Most people got their teeth knocked in for using them. Hence why I wanted to make sure I used the right one for Solsky.
Okay.
what's your problems with ski?
To be fair, by the sounds of it, he's knocked your teeth in. I'm probably slipping something into your bed when you go to sleep.
Oh, probably, yes.
Oh yeah.
And I would rather not have that, you know?
And that she like either slipping something into bed or like putting something in the shower.
Like you go to bed and there's just a couple dozen fire ants.
Fuck, I was an only child. Anyway, is there anything else interesting in here, or do we want to take a minute before we head to sort out the little emblem thing where we walked past?
If we need to take a rest, here's probably one of the safest rooms.
Let's do that.
Yeah. And yes, anyone who called me Tanny got their teeth punched in.
Yeah, that's Gans.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you for that.
And with that, that's where we're going to end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Good idea.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.